Hello and welcome back to Good Game Nation, where we bring you all things TCG. My name's Preston, and today we are talking about the news this week, and it's going to be a quick one because, as expected, with OP07 being fully released in Japan, the Japan Twitter is silent of relevant information that is exciting to talk about, at least. But at least in the US here, we are getting just tons and tons of tweets of OP06. So Wings of the Captain are coming out, so they're posting a ton of stuff on Twitter. But don't worry, you don't have to see every single tweet. The card list is already live. We'll show that towards the end because there are some exciting things to talk about. We have our first World Championships coming up, and it's hosted in Japan, and we're getting some news about it here and there, and a lot of the stuff I've found has been on the Japanese-based website, and it's just talking about what kind of events are happening. I believe there are some side events and teaching sessions and stuff for people, which seems like it's going to be primarily pricing in for Japanese cards. So I don't know if we have a ton of tourists going from English-speaking countries that are going to go and play, but we do have our representatives, which I believe there's 6 English representatives through the 3 regions that the English cards are played. There is also a few things about like people that are going to be there or promos and stuff like that. But the most interesting thing I found so far is they show some of the pricings. So I believe these are sleeves. I think everything is Luffy based, as One Piece is. But we got some Gear 5 sleeves. We got a Gear 5 mat, which it looks like a Dynamaxed Luffy mat, and Luffy Dawn. And lucky enough for all of the English players, we do have English counterparts for these prizes that are coming out. So the Dawn that we see in Japanese, the English players will get English versions so that they can actually use them. And that goes the same for the prize cards, which I'm assuming there's going to be a lot more prize support for the top players. Just because Nats in the US had uncut sheet for a prize, which is really cool, if not super expensive and worth playing for, but just as like a collector's item for players or collectors in the future. I know a lot of games have done that, so I'm assuming that this isn't the only prizes that we're going to get, that there'll be more things that they add on. They just haven't announced, I'm guessing. Not that these few things aren't enough. It's just, I'm assuming there'll be more. But like I said, there are English versions of these Luffy cards for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, which is super cool. And looking forward to watching it. There's going to be a live stream. And they link the live stream on the Twitter, at least the YouTube channel that it's going to be on. So it's going to be on the official Bandai Card Games channel. So I'll try to link that in the description. Sometimes the links get weird for me. But I'll try to link that in the description so that you are able to find it and subscribe to them so that you know when they go live so you can watch the finals. And then just an quick English version of the top prizing, which is basically the same, just with an English translation, which is super cool. Super excited for Worlds. It's, I believe, happening the next weekend, the 1st weekend of March. So we'll tune in and see how it goes. Super excited to see if our US players are going to show up and do more than I expect, because it's going to be really hard to play into a format that Japan has sat with for a lot longer. at least in the competitive sense. We've had the cards the same amount of time because we have Sim, and the card release is not a secret. So these players all have seen the cards for the same amount of time. So it's going to be a very high level, super exciting tournament to watch, and a great first year to bring the community together. Really exciting. We have a few things left to show you. The first one being a promo boa that is coming out in a Jump magazine later this month. And this is Boa Hancock, blue character, 4 cost 5k power, 1k counter. During your turn, if you have 5 or fewer cards in your hand, all characters with the characteristic Kuja Pirates get plus 1k power. That's pretty cool. I'm trying to think, there's other cards that have this type of thing and how frequently they get played. And I'm not sure if it fits into the deck, but just having the option, it's another boa name, so you can use anything that is specific to having a boa character or anything like that. There's a few cards, I believe. But then all your Kuja Pirates getting plus 1k, we know that's a strong idea because Zoro still continues to have an effect on meta. So giving all of your characters plus 1,000, if you have 2 of these on board, it seems like it would stack. There should be no reason for it not to stack at 4 cost, and keeping 5 or less cards in your hand might be an interesting way to play. I know Blue has done that in the past with Impel Down, but it generally is a more field control type of deck, so removing characters from the board. So we'll have to see how that actually is in effect, because you wouldn't want to have this on the board and have it not be in effect. That would be unfortunate at best. Last up, like I said at the beginning, the full card list for OP06 Wings of the Captain is out on the English website. They released it super early, and not only did they release it super early, all of the alt arts are here. Usually Japan releases the alt arts like the week, like the day of release or the week after the release of the set. So we're getting this like 3 or 4 weeks early. So we're getting to see all of the SP special rares up top, all of the alt art leaders and alt art super rares, everything. And if we jump all the way to the end, we get to see our alt art manga, Zoro. Great card, really interesting effect. And the special card for this set for English players, the Treasure Rare Nami. They showed this off at the Nats in Los Angeles. This is the starter deck Nami that moves a Dawn to arrested Dawn to a character. And it's in this really interesting kind of like American comics, comic character like style, which is really interesting to me. It doesn't totally look like Nami, but that's okay. It's likeness is there in some ways, I guess. But this is a different new rare. This is special. This is we're gonna have to see where it drops in its actual rarity, because we already have special rares and we generally understand how that works in US sets. And then we have manga where it's a little bit more convoluted, where not every case gets a manga rare, but every case has a certain amount of alt leaders and special rares. We'll have to see if this treasure rare is 1 per case, 1 per X amount of cases. Is it very coded? Can we figure out how many cases it takes to actually hit this inside of the larger like crate structure? But yeah, every card is here. I'm gonna link our color review videos from 3 or 4 months ago when Japan got their full list, which is our first initial like concept and ideas and first look impressions of the set that Sam and I shot all those months ago. So before the meta came out, those were our opinions. I think now if we came back to it, we probably would have some different opinions looking at what Japan has already done with this set. But go check out that playlist. I'll link it either in the iCard wherever it lands or in the description as well, just in case it doesn't show up where we need it. But with not a lot of news, that's all we have time for. Super excited for the World Championships. Let me know what you think is going to happen. What deck do you expect to see? Are we going to get all Sakazuki mains, or are we going to be surprised with a large variety of deck choice coming into this? I believe it is all OP05 decks. It was announced at Nats in LA. So it's going to be interesting to see the Japan players drop back a few sets to play with English players. But that's all. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you want to get more One Piece TCG content, hit that subscribe. And until next time, peace.